Teachers, what's the most creative way you've handled a problem parent? A parent told me if I didn't move her son to the advanced history class, she'd make sure I was unemployed by June. So I moved him. Her name was Karen, of course, and her son, Jason, was a perfectly average student. Not bad, not great, but in his mother's eyes, he was a misunderstood genius destined for the Ivy League. My professional judgment was that he would drown in the advanced class. The workload was intense, the discussions required deep critical thinking. But Karen was on the school board, and I was a non-tenured teacher on a one-year contract. I couldn't win a direct fight, so I smiled, nodded, and told her I would be happy to give Jason the opportunity to challenge himself. She beamed, convinced she had won. I knew I couldn't just let him fail on his own, his mother would blame me. I had to create a situation where his academic shortcomings would be exposed in a way that was undeniable, objective, and entirely of his own making. I redesigned my semester project. It was a group simulation of the Constitutional Convention. Each group would represent one of the original colonies, research their positions, and debate to create a new constitution. I made Jason the leader of the Rhode Island delegation. For those who don't know their history, Rhode Island was the only state that refused to send any delegates to the convention. Their task was the most difficult and nuanced of all. They had to research why Rhode Island boycotted it and present a compelling argument against the Constitution from that perspective. It was a trap made of historical nuance. A strong student would have loved it. Jason was completely lost. For weeks, I watched his group struggle. Other students would try to engage him, but he had no ideas. He hadn't done the reading. He couldn't grasp the core concepts. The midpoint twist came when the mother of another student in Jason's group called me. Apparently, Karen had offered to pay her son $200 to write Jason's part of the presentation. The parent was furious and had told her son to refuse. Karen wasn't just entitled, she was trying to institutionalize cheating. The day of the final presentation arrived. Karen was sitting in the front row, beaming proudly. I had invited parents to watch, an invitation she had insisted on. Jason's group was called up. They stood at the front of the class. Jason, as the leader, was supposed to speak first. He cleared his throat, looked at his notes, and then just froze. He had nothing. He shuffled his papers. The silence stretched on for a full 30 seconds. It was excruciating. Finally, another student in his group, a quiet girl named Maria, let out a frustrated sigh. She stepped forward. Jason didn't do any of the work, Mrs. Davis. We can't present. You could have heard a pin drop. Karen's face went from pride to horror. She half stood from her chair as if to object, but the principal, whom I had briefed on the situation that morning, was standing at the back of the room. He caught her eye and gave a slight, firm shake of his head. There was nothing she could say. Her son's failure was on public display, witnessed by all. Jason was moved back to the standard class the next day. His mother's formal request cited social reasons.